Hello, Smoky Valley. Today is August 13th, time for another Viking update. A couple of important things I want to bring to your attention tonight. But first of all, I want to point out that the Board of Education did, in a special board meeting on August 10th this week, approve the Returning to Learning Plan. Several of you watched that live, and if you haven't seen it and you want to watch the board meeting, it's a couple of hours long. It is still available at live.smokyvalley.org. But the plan that was approved is already posted on our website at smokyvalley.org. You can see that by going to our website and clicking on the COVID issues right in the middle of the page. Now, that plan is continuing to be updated. The basic plan has been approved, but we're going to add details to it, such as some detailed protocol, some how we're going to sanitize, some more issues about transportation and food service. So if you want to watch for that, we'll post that as soon as we get that all completed. There'll be much more coming about that. One thing I want to bring to your attention is earlier, if you've been watching these videos, you know that we talked to you about providing gaiters rather than masks, the gaiters, and I modeled that. You put that on, and we were talking about gaitering up and allowing students, at least our elementary kids, to have gaiters, and they pull them down around their neck instead of masks. And those were approved by our county. Some recent research and scientific research has indicated that gaiters are not as safe as we once thought they would be. Now, we are following the state and the county direction, as well as some of the scientific research that they're following. USD 400 will not be approving gaiters. So I apologize if you went out and bought some for your children, but we will not be allowing those based upon new research. Remember, this plan is fluid. It changes from time to time based upon what's happening around us and the more we learn about the COVID. So we are going to be asking that all of our students come to school with a mask. And I'm also going to be asking that you practice with your child that they start wearing the mask more often throughout the day. That the first day they come to school is not the first day they're going to have one on, or the first day they're going to have one on for a long period of time. Have them wear it around the house. Make sure that they leave it on for longer and longer periods of time. I hope that you're being safe and that they're wearing them, especially when they go out in public. But we'll also provide them with a mask. We will not be using the gaiters as I once told you we would. The county did approve those, and every school district in the county of McPherson purchased gaiters for their children. I don't know what the other counties are doing, but based upon the research, we are making a switch. We are going to pivot in another direction. You may hear that from us from time to time as we move from one thing to the next based upon things that are happening around us. One question that did not get answered at the board meeting was, when are we going to know if our student in the hybrid model, if we go there, will be an AM student or a PM student? Remember, our hybrid model brings every child every day, but some are in the morning and some are in the afternoon. Where's my kid going to be? I need to prepare for that. We want to let you know that as soon as possible. The one thing I can tell you is that transportation students, kids that ride the bus, will be coming in the afternoon. They will be PM students. They will be here at the end of the day. Those that are in secondary school, in the middle and high school, will be in town already for their athletics. That works out much better for those kids. They don't have to go home and then come back again. They will already be here. So our buses will run prior to lunch, picking up students that ride the buses, bringing them in for afternoon sessions. Those of you that live in the city of Lindsborg, we don't know if you're going to be going in the morning or the afternoon just yet. Most of you will probably be going in the morning, but some of you will have to go in the afternoon to fill those slots. We're going to be looking at that, but we won't have all of that information until we have full enrollment, so we know how many kids that we have that we're working with. We can divide the classes, we can look at siblings, we're going to have to look at each individual child, and we will let you know that information just as soon as we possibly can. And that's important to you, for daycare and brothers and sisters watching your siblings, etc. But we'll get that to you just as soon as we can, but we have to wait for enrollment. Speaking of enrollment, I apologize for an issue that we had with Power School this past week. From what we understand, Power School has had some issues with enrollment across the state of Kansas and beyond the state of Kansas. We, at this point, believe we have that fixed. If you have not enrolled yet online, please do so. Take care of that, and as soon as we have all that information, I hope that a week from now, I'm going to be able to let every single parent know if their child or children are AM or PM students. If we have to move to remote. Remember, we're going to start face-to-face. That shouldn't be an issue right now, and we hope that takes us a while into the year before that happens. Today we received some information from the state of Kansas on gating information, G-A-T-I-N-G, and the gating is the protocol and guidelines that they have in place for us to move from one model to the next. And one model to the next means that we move from face-to-face instruction, like we're starting, to a hybrid model where you go half days every day, to a total remote learning model, the one we don't want to get to. But the gating information provides a school district with guidelines based upon our average daily attendance, based upon the county percent positive rate, the cumulative county incidence rate, some things that we look at that are scientific and prepared for us already so that we don't just go with a hunch. Hey, I think we need to move to hybrid, and then we tell you one day we're moving from in-house learning face-to-face to tomorrow we're going to go hybrid. That's not going to happen. We want to give you as much notice as we possibly can, but we do have some guidelines from the state based upon the fact if we are green, which is good, and that's we can go face-to-face, yellow, orange, or red on those models, and some guidelines as to what we should be looking at. If right now McPherson County is in a yellow, it says we ought to be contemplating a hybrid model already. Now they have some different guidelines for elementary, and I know some of you have asked about special education students. Can some of our students who need to be here every day, even if we go totally remote, be here every day? We're taking that into consideration as well. Now, there could be a fact that our secondary kids might be at home remote while our elementary students might be on a hybrid model. We will communicate the best that we can. We will shoot out the communications through the our system that we have that shoots you a text or an email or a phone call immediately. Right now, face-to-face. All right? Our new teachers have come in already. They are working. We've seen them for a couple of days. Our regular education teachers are going to begin work full-time, and some of them have already in some of the committee work that they've done, and so thank you for all of that. They're going to start Monday on the 17th, but we won't see our kids for a while. A special shout out tonight. Tonight's shout out goes to Jessica Morrell, your school nurse, who has been heavily involved with this, working with Shayla Shea, our county health department coordinator, who has given us direction on a daily basis. And I don't know how she gets it all done because we're shooting questions at her every day. I know a lot of you have questions about what if someone in my class is exposed? What happens if? We're going to get those answered for you, and a lot of that is not black and white. Some of that is based upon the situation. But keep in mind that we have to follow the protocol, and we hope you are at home as well, because those are the questions that are going to be asked. If they were exposed, were they wearing a mask? Was the other person wearing a mask? Were they social distance? How long were they exposed? Did they wash their hands every hour, which we will be doing, sanitizing and washing at least once an hour. And we're going to watch our protocol through the hallways, and we're going to watch our protocol when we try to avoid large groups. I hope you're doing that now and staying safe. One positive to end our update this evening. If you haven't driven by Soderstrom Elementary School, take a look at the new grass up front, the new letters on the building. It looks like a beautiful little Swedish building that belongs in our community. We're very proud of what it looks like, some new landscape. We're proud of the look of Soderstrom Elementary School. So Mr. Shugren is just celebrating, rolling in the grass over there. Thank you, Mr. Shugren. We look forward to seeing you when school starts. We thank you all for everything you've done to support us at Smoky Valley. Thank you for the comments that have come in and some people that have caught me on the street and just are grateful for the work that our team is doing. So we ask you to stay safe. We can't wait to see your kiddos on September 3rd. Take care.